In today's lecture, we will talk about tuples and static arrays. First, we will talk about tuples. Tuple is collection of values of different types. So to define the tuple, all that you need is to put the variables inside the parentheses. And to display the contents of the tuple to screen, instead of using these variable names, you must use indexes. So you have variable name, then you have period, and then you have the index inside the tuple. So here we display the first and here the second element of the tuple. And now we can run to verify this. You can't display tuple like this, and that is because Rust doesn't have a default formatter for tuples. Of course, if you like, you can provide this default formatter for tuple, and this will be shown in some future lectures. But for now, instead we can use this debug formatter, and to use it you just specify here column, and after column you specify this question. And now you can run to see how it displayed tuples, and we see that values are inside the parentheses. Also, tuples can be mutable, so and we can now change the contents of the tuple. So here we change the first elements of the tuple to 10, and you must also be careful and notice that we didn't change the variable a, we just changed the contents of the tuple. And to verify that the variable a still holds this original value, we will also display the variable a, and we can run the program to verify, and we see that variable a still holds the 5, and inside the tuple we have the variable 10. Of course, you can destructure the tuple back into some variables. So here is how you do it. You just define two new variables inside the parentheses and tuple on the right side. And here we just print the results and see that it works. Yes. Also, you can use the nested tuples. So here I will define the nested tuple that contains the other tuples inside. We can also print this. Or if you want to create a tuple of length 1, then you must also use this comma inside the parentheses. And one thing for which you will be using tuple very often is when you want to return multiple values from the function. So I will also show a small example of this. So here we have this reverse function that accepts a tuple as argument and also return the tuple. And inside the body of the function, we reverse the order of elements inside the tuple. And here we can print the results to verify is it work correctly. And we see that we reverse the order of this tuple. And this is just some of the usage for tuples. There are many more, as it will be shown in the future lectures. Next, we will talk about static arrays. Static array is collection of objects of same type that are stored in continuous memory. So first I will delete all this. You can create static array using brackets. An array length is known at compile time. So now I will define small integer array of 5 elements, and all elements must be of the same type, as we know. So if we change this to floating point, then Rust will complain. Also, we can write explicitly the type of this array. Like this, you first specify the type of elements, and then semicolon, and then it goes the array length here. Uh, we can't change the size of the array, but we can change the contents of array. So we just declare the variable to be mutable, and now also using brackets we can change the values. So here we change this first element to be 10, and now we can print this array using this debug formatter, this. Also, there is another way how you can define static array also using brackets, like this. Okay, so inside the brackets you first put some default value that all elements will have, then semicolon, and then the number of elements in array. So here we have array with 10 elements, and all elements will have 4. We can verify this. Also, as we know from the previous lecture, you can call the method on primitive types. So for example, here we can ask how big is array, like this. Or for example, if you want, we can repeat the contents of the array multiple times using a repeat method, and you specify the number of times to repeat array, and we can print this. Yeah, as I said, there is many methods, and yeah, most of them will be shown in future lectures. Now we will introduce the concept of slices. Slice is object that is very similar to array, but its length doesn't need to be known at compile time. So basically, slice is object that has two members. First member is the pointer to the first element, and the second member is the size of the slice. So here we can see how we can define the slice. So we start with this ampersand symbol, then we have the name of some array that is defined earlier, and inside the brackets we have the range. So here we are looking at the first to the fourth element in this array that is defined on the top. We can now print this to see the results. Also, you can write type signature explicitly. So as you see, we begin with this ampersand symbol, then inside the bracket you specify the type of elements, like this. And when you see this ampersand symbol, that you know that you are pointing to some data that is already defined earlier, and Rust will make sure that this data is always valid. And here, where we define the ranges, we can omit this start range. In that case, we will begin from 0, and also if we omit this end, then we will go to the last element. So now we will point to the whole array. Also, we can also define the mutable slice and mutate the above array. And as we see from the arrays, also on these slices you have many methods that you can show, and this will be shown in the future lectures. So yeah. And that's all for today's lecture. See you in next one. Bye.